Welcome to these two YouTube video series on the psychology of money by Morgan Housel. In this two-part series, we will provide you with a deep exploration of the book. In this first part video, we will delve in a sequential way from the "No One's Crazy" section to save money. Join us as we uncover the secrets to achieving financial security and independence. The first section of the psychology of money takes the name "No One's Crazy." In this section, the author, Morgan Housel, argues that our personal financial decisions can seem irrational to others, but they often make sense to us based on our unique experiences and perspectives. Housel begins by explaining that people have different backgrounds and beliefs that shape their financial decisions. For example, someone who grew up in poverty might prioritize financial security above all else, while someone who inherited wealth might be more focused on preserving their family's legacy. These differences can lead to seemingly irrational financial decisions that are difficult for others to understand. One benefit of recognizing that no one's crazy is that it can lead to more empathy and understanding towards others' financial decisions. Rather than judging others for making choices that seem foolish or irresponsible, we can recognize that their decisions are based on their individual circumstances. For example, someone who chooses to invest in a risky startup rather than a traditional retirement account might seem irrational to their family and friends. However, if that person has a strong belief in the startup's mission and sees it as an opportunity to make a meaningful impact, their decision might make perfect sense to them. Another benefit of recognizing that no one's crazy is that it can lead to more self-awareness about our own financial decisions. By recognizing that our decisions are shaped by our unique experiences and perspectives, we can reflect on whether our decisions align with our values and goals. For example, someone who spends a lot of money on luxury items might initially justify their spending by saying that they are deserved to treat themselves. However, if they reflect on their values and goals, they might realize that their spending is not aligned with their long-term financial security. In conclusion, the first section of the psychology of money is a reminder that our financial decisions are shaped by our individual experiences and perspectives. By recognizing this, we can be more empathetic towards others' financial decisions and reflect on whether our own decisions align with our values and goals. The second section is titled Luck, Risk, and explores the important role that luck and risk play in our financial lives. The author, Morgan Housel, argues that understanding and managing these two factors is crucial for making smart financial decisions and achieving long-term success. Housel begins the chapter by distinguishing between luck and risk. Luck is defined as a significant factor outside of your control that influences your life, while the risk is the probability of a negative outcome. He notes that while luck is often seen as purely positive or negative, in reality, it is more nuanced and can have both positive and negative effects on our financial outcomes. One of the key benefits of understanding luck and risk is that it can help us avoid the mistake of attributing all financial success or failure to our own actions. Housel notes that luck plays a much larger role in our lives than we often realize, and that recognizing this can help us avoid overconfidence and take a more humble approach to our finances. For example, someone who has made a successful investment might be tempted to believe that their skill and knowledge were the primary factors behind their success, when in reality luck may have played a significant role. Another benefit of understanding luck and risk is that it can help us make better decisions about our investments. Housel notes that many people are overly focused on trying to eliminate all risk from their portfolio, when in reality, some level of risk is necessary to achieve higher returns. Additionally, Housel argues that we should be wary of lottery ticket investments that offer a high potential payoff but also carry a high level of risk. Finally, understanding luck and risk can help us cultivate a more realistic and balanced view of our financial lives. Housel notes that many people fall victim to the narrative fallacy, in which we create a simplistic narrative to explain complex events. By recognizing the role that luck and risk play in our lives, we can avoid this trap and develop a more nuanced understanding of our financial successes and failures. In summary, the second section of the psychology of money explores the important role that luck and risk play in our financial lives. By understanding and managing these factors, we can avoid overconfidence, make better investment decisions, and develop a more realistic view of our financial situation. The third section, titled Never Enough, explores the concept of the human desire for more, and how it impacts our financial decisions and overall happiness. This section argues that no matter how much wealth we accumulate, we tend to always want more, and this constant desire for more can have negative consequences. One of the key points this section makes is that we often compare ourselves to others when it comes to money, and this can lead to feelings of inadequacy and a desire for more wealth. The section notes that this is a natural human tendency, but one that we should be aware of and try to mitigate. The section also touches on the idea of hedonic adaptation, which is the tendency for humans to quickly adapt to new levels of wealth and comfort, and then desire even more. To illustrate these points, the section provides several examples, including the story of John D. Rockefeller, who was one of the wealthiest people in history but still felt compelled to work long hours well into his old age because he couldn't bear the thought of not being productive. This section also provides examples of how people tend to inflate their lifestyles as their income increases so that they still feel like they don't have enough. The benefits of understanding the ideas in this section are numerous. By recognizing our natural tendencies towards comparison and desire for more, we can start to take steps to mitigate these tendencies and focus on what truly matters to us. We can learn to appreciate and be content with what we have, rather than always striving for more. By doing so, we can reduce stress and anxiety related to finances, and improve our overall happiness and well-being. For example, if we recognize that we tend to compare ourselves to others and feel inadequate as a result, we can focus on gratitude and mindfulness practices to shift our perspective and appreciate what we have. We can also set realistic goals for our finances and lifestyle, rather than constantly striving for more. By doing so, we can avoid the trap of never enough and find contentment and fulfillment in our lives. The fourth section, called Confounding Compounding, focuses on the power of compounding and how it can confound our intuition and lead us to make poor financial decisions. Compounding is the process by which an investment generates earnings that are reinvested, thereby generating even more earnings. Over time, compounding can result in significant wealth accumulation. However, our brains are not well equipped to understand the power of compounding. We tend to focus on short-term gains and underestimate the long-term impacts of compounding. We are also easily swayed by the lure of quick profits, which can lead us to make risky investments that can ultimately erode our wealth. One of the key benefits of understanding the power of compounding is that it can help us make better financial decisions. By investing early and regularly, we can take advantage of compounding and build significant wealth over time. For example, let's say you start investing $500 per month at age 25 and earn an average annual return of 8%. By the time you reach age 65, your investment would have grown to over $1.5 million. This is the power of compounding at work. Another benefit of understanding the power of compounding is that it can help us avoid making poor financial decisions. For example, if we understand that taking on high-interest debt can erode our wealth through the power of compounding, we may be more hesitant to take on such debt. Similarly, if we understand that the cost of waiting to invest can be high due to the power of compounding, we may be more likely to start investing early. Overall, the section on confounding compounding highlights the importance of understanding the power of compounding and how it can impact our financial decisions. By taking advantage of compounding and avoiding poor financial decisions, we can build significant wealth over time and achieve our financial goals. The section Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy from the book The Psychology of Money explores the difference between accumulating wealth and maintaining it over the long term. The author argues that getting wealthy requires taking risks and making bold decisions, while staying wealthy requires prudence, patience, and humility. Many people can become wealthy through a combination of hard work, skill, and good luck, but they often fail to maintain their wealth due to poor decisions, overconfidence, or external factors beyond their control. To illustrate this point, the author provides several examples of people who became wealthy but lost their fortunes. For instance, he talks about celebrities who earned millions of dollars through endorsements and acting gigs but then went bankrupt due to overspending or bad investments. He also mentions companies that achieved great success in the short term but failed to adapt to changing market conditions and went out of business. On the other hand, the author also provides examples of individuals and companies that have maintained their wealth over the long term. These successful individuals and companies often have a mindset that prioritizes preserving wealth over growing it rapidly. They make conservative investments, avoid debt, and maintain a margin of safety to protect themselves from unforeseen events. The benefits of understanding the difference between getting wealthy and staying wealthy are many. For one, it can help individuals and businesses make better decisions when it comes to managing their finances. It can also help prevent individuals from becoming too complacent or overconfident when they do achieve financial success. In conclusion, Getting wealthy versus staying wealthy is an important section in the psychology of money that highlights the difference between accumulating wealth and maintaining it over the long term. By understanding the mindset and strategies required to stay wealthy, individuals and businesses can make better decisions when it comes to managing their finances and avoiding the pitfalls that can lead to financial ruin. This section details, U1 explores the concept of taking calculated risks in investing and in life. It argues that, while people often focus on the potential downsides of taking risks, the potential upside or tail events can be far greater than the downside. In other words, by taking risks, you increase your chances of experiencing positive outliers or rare events that can have a huge impact on your life or investment portfolio. One of the main benefits of embracing this idea is that it can lead to a more balanced and realistic approach to risk-taking. By acknowledging that there is always some degree of uncertainty and randomness in life, we can avoid the trap of overestimating the importance of short-term outcomes or getting too attached to specific outcomes. For example, in investing, taking a long-term approach and being willing to tolerate some short-term volatility can increase your chances of experiencing positive tail events that can make a big difference in your returns. Similarly, in business, being willing to take calculated risks and try new things can lead to breakthrough innovations and unexpected successes. One example mentioned in the book is the story of Jerry Weintraub, a Hollywood producer who took a risk on a young actor named George Clooney for a leading role in the movie Ocean's 11. Weintraub's bet paid off big time, as the movie was a huge success and launched Clooney's career as a leading actor. Another example mentioned in the book is the story of the Spanish explorer Hernan Cortés, who famously burned his ships upon arriving in Mexico to signal his commitment to his mission of conquest. This bold move increased his army's motivation and commitment, and they ultimately achieved a stunning victory against the Aztecs. Overall, the Tails, U1 concept encourages us to think about risk-taking in a more nuanced and balanced way. By recognizing that there is always some degree of randomness and uncertainty in life, we can make more informed decisions and increase our chances of experiencing positive outliers that can make a big difference in our lives. This section Freedom discusses how financial freedom is not just about having a lot of money, but rather having the ability to make choices that align with your values and goals. The author argues that true freedom comes from having enough financial resources to do what you want when you want, and with whom you want. One of the key benefits of financial freedom is the ability to have more control over your life. When you have enough money to cover your basic needs and can save for the future, you have the freedom to pursue your passions, take risks, and make choices that align with your values. For example, you might have the freedom to pursue a career you love rather than a job that just pays the bills. Or, you might have the freedom to travel the world and experience different cultures. Another benefit of financial freedom is the ability to deal with unexpected events or emergencies. When you have a financial cushion, you can weather unexpected setbacks such as a job loss or a medical emergency without going into debt or relying on others for support. The author also emphasizes that financial freedom does not necessarily mean having an extravagant lifestyle or buying a lot of things. Instead, it is about having the freedom to make choices that are meaningful to you. For example, you might choose to live in a smaller house or drive an older car in order to save money and have the freedom to take a sabbatical from work to travel or pursue a passion. Overall, the section Freedom and the Psychology of Money highlights the importance of financial freedom and the many benefits it can bring to one's life. It emphasizes that financial freedom is not just about having a lot of money, but rather about having the ability to make choices that align with your values and goals. The Man in the Car Paradox is the section that discusses the concept of how people often make financial decisions based on their perceptions of wealth and the lifestyle that they desire, rather than their actual financial situation. The paradox is that the person who appears to be wealthy, that is, the man in the car, may not actually be wealthy at all, while the person who appears to be financially modest, that is, the person walking or taking public transportation, may be much wealthier than they appear. The paradox arises from the fact that people often equate wealth with conspicuous consumption, such as expensive cars, designer clothing, and luxurious vacations. However, these outward displays of wealth may not reflect a person's actual financial position, as they may be relying on debt or living beyond their means to maintain this lifestyle. Meanwhile, someone who is frugal and lives modestly may be saving and investing their money wisely, allowing them to accumulate wealth over time. One example of the Man in the Car Paradox is the story of Ronald Read, a Vermont janitor who passed away in 2014 with an $8 million fortune. Despite his modest income and unassuming lifestyle, Reed had been investing in stocks for decades and had built a substantial portfolio through patient and disciplined investing. Another example is the story of a high-income earner who spends all of their money on expensive cars, clothes, and vacations, but has little to no savings or investments. While they may appear wealthy on the surface, they are actually living paycheck to paycheck and are one unexpected expense or job loss away from financial ruin. The man in the car paradox highlights the importance of distinguishing between appearances and reality when it comes to personal finance. By focusing on building wealth through prudent saving and investing, rather than on outward displays of wealth, individuals can achieve true financial security and independence. The section Wealth is What You Don't See explores the idea that wealth is not just about what you can see, such as a big house, a luxury car, or flashy clothes, but also about what you can't see, such as the freedom to do what you want, the time to spend with loved ones, and the ability to make choices that align with your values. Housel argues that many people have a skewed perception of wealth, focusing only on the material possessions that they can see, and ignoring the intangible benefits of wealth that they can't see. He believes that this is a dangerous mindset because it can lead people to make poor financial decisions and become trapped in a cycle of consumerism. One of the benefits of understanding that wealth is what you don't see is that it can help you develop a healthier relationship with money. If you focus on accumulating wealth for the sake of accumulating material possessions, you may never feel satisfied or content. However, if you focus on accumulating wealth for the sake of having more freedom, more time, and more choices, you may feel more fulfilled and content with your life. For example, imagine two people, person A and person B, both earn $100,000 a year. Person A spends all of their money on expensive clothes, fancy cars, and a big house. Person B, on the other hand, lives a more modest lifestyle and saves 50% of their income. After 10 years, person A may have a bigger house and more expensive possessions, but person B will have accumulated $500,000 in savings. Person B has more wealth than person A, even though person A's wealth is more visible. Another benefit of understanding that wealth is what you don't see is that it can help you make better financial decisions. When you focus on accumulating wealth for the sake of having more freedom, more time, and more choices, you may be less likely to spend money on things that don't align with those values. For example, if you prioritize having more time to spend with loved ones, you may be less likely to take on a high-stress job that requires long hours and takes you away from your family. In conclusion, the section Wealth is What You Don't See highlights the importance of understanding that wealth is not just about what you can see, but also about what you can't see. By focusing on accumulating wealth for the sake of having more freedom, more time, and more choices, you may feel more fulfilled and content with your life and make better financial decisions. The last section in this video, called Save Money, explores the idea that saving money is one of the most important and powerful financial habits a person can develop. The chapter highlights the benefits of saving money, both in terms of financial security and psychological well-being, and provides practical advice for how to save more effectively. One of the primary benefits of saving money is that it creates a sense of financial security. When you have a healthy savings account, you are better prepared to deal with unexpected expenses, such as car repairs or medical bills, without having to rely on credit cards or loans. This can help you avoid high-interest debt and reduce stress levels. Additionally, having savings can provide a sense of freedom and flexibility, allowing you to take more calculated risks and pursue opportunities that may not be immediately financially rewarding. Another benefit of saving money is that it can help you achieve long-term financial goals, such as buying a house or retiring comfortably. By consistently saving a portion of your income over time, you can accumulate wealth and build financial independence. The power of compounding interest means that even small amounts of money saved regularly can grow significantly over time. One of the practical tips highlighted in this chapter is to automate your savings. By setting up a direct deposit from your paycheck into a savings account, you remove the temptation to spend that money elsewhere. Another tip is to track your expenses and identify areas where you can cut back. This can be especially helpful for people who are living paycheck to paycheck and struggling to save. Finally, the chapter emphasizes the importance of setting realistic savings goals and celebrating small victories along the way. Overall, the Save Money chapter encourages readers to make saving a priority in their financial lives. By doing so, they can achieve greater financial security, build wealth over time, and reduce stress levels associated with financial uncertainty. Kindly note that we will be continuing the discussion in the upcoming video, and I look forward to meeting you all again in part 2.